Hi, guys. I hope you guys are having a really great morning, a great week. It's almost over. We're at the weekend. I'm pretty excited. So, today is Thursday, and Thursdays are kind of where I share a resource or a tip with you guys um, related to business or personal stuff that can help with business. For those of you who don't know me, my name is La Shonda. I am the founder of the H Zone. I am a business strategist, and I absolutely love what I do. You guys can see the trees in the background. I'm kind of sitting at the park after my workout this morning. And of course, it sounds like the lawnmower is coming. So I want to give you guys a recap of what we talked about on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we talked about the call. Do you have a call to be or a longing to be an entrepreneur? Has there been something There we go. Has there been something on your heart? Has there been something that's really calling you forward, that's asking you and saying to you, okay, yes, I really need to do this. I really want to step out and make an impact in the world. I want to start this business. I want to start this venture. We talked about that on Monday. So today I want to go a little bit further for those of you who maybe don't realize it, aren't aware of the hero's journey. It's a great, great resource. You guys can Google it. There's tons of information about the hero's journey. It's a 12-step process. And those of you who say, well, I've never heard of it, you actually are aware of it more than you realize. Most movies that we watch are the hero's journey, right? Most of them go through the 12 steps throughout the course of the movie. So if you've ever watched any superheroes movies, anybody who's the hero in a movie has gone through their hero's journey in the movie. Even when you watch TV series, that person is going through their hero's journey. So a lot of people who believe in sort of metaphysics, all that kind of stuff, and even people who don't believe in the hero's journey believe that all of us, our life is a hero's journey. So we can take a broad perspective and say that we're all on a hero's journey in some form or fashion. When you look at your life, you can see that you're on one of the 12 steps, right? But I want to talk about entrepreneurship, and I want to make it more sort of centralized, because what those of us who are entrepreneurs believe is that we are on a hero's journey, and that we're in some form or fashion on one of the steps in the hero's journey, and that we go through this multiple times through our journey as an entrepreneur. That's why we say it's not a destination, it is a journey. As an entrepreneur, you're never finished. You might be finished with a project, but there's always more that you crave to do, that you want to do. And those of you who are craving and have a desire to make an impact, you understand what I'm talking about. There is that feeling of, I want to do more, I want to be more, I want to make a bigger impact, I want to make a better product, right? So there's always that thing that's there for us as entrepreneurs. So today I'm going to go through sort of the first five of the hero's journey, but I want you guys to really Google it. Go Google the hero's journey and take some time to look at where you are on this journey. So, as an entrepreneur, we're going to focus in on that piece there. Those of you who are thinking about being entrepreneurs, those of you who are entrepreneurs, or those of you even thinking, I want to start a new project or I want to start a new venture, right? The first piece of that, of the hero's journey, is just the regular world. Like, most of us were trained in school to go get a really good job, get a really good pension, a job that had a really good pension and benefits and all of that. That's kind of the regular world. That's how we were trained. So that's the first kind of piece or step or process of the hero's journey. We're just doing our regular thing, our regular life. The second part of it is your there's the call, right? The adventure. There's a piece and a feeling that something's missing, that you're not satisfied, that something's not quite right. Your life doesn't feel as fulfilling, right? So when you look at movies, sometimes people are like, one of my favorite movies is Star Wars, right? So when you look at Star Wars, the old Star Wars, you see Luke and he's going through his sort of mundane life. He feels like it's mundane, it's boring. He wants more. He looks out into the universe and he sees like there's other planets, there's other worlds out there. He wants something more. So he's got that taste, that piece, he wants that adventure. So the second piece for an entrepreneur is that calling, like you're doing your 9 to 5 and it's not satisfying. It doesn't feel good. It's just not right. It's not what you're looking for. You want more. So that would be like that second piece. Um, and also during that time, you start to seek out things. You start to look for other ways of being. So you may start to look at a class, like what does it take to be an entrepreneur? What is it like to start a business? So, our best friend Google, right? Siri, whatever you have, we start to look up stuff. Well, what's trending? What's hot? What's a good business? You talk to your friends about it. You might watch shows about it. So you start to open your world up to something a bit different, right? That's that second piece of being entrepreneur. So some people are at that phase. They're at that phase of looking and searching and trying to see what else is out there, right? What may fit for them. Then the third piece, when you kind of are taking stuff in and people are affirming for you that, yeah, you should really do this, that, maybe entrepreneurship is right for you. You should start that business. Sometimes it's yourself. Sometimes I believe, I totally believe that the divine God tells you, yes, this is what you should do. And what tends to happen, that third piece, is the refusal, right? We look around, we go like this, like, you must be talking about somebody else, right? You're not talking to me, because we don't believe that we can do it. That third piece is that fear. That third piece is like, I don't know if I'm going to be successful. Like, yeah, that sounds good, but look at that person over there. They have this skill, they have that going on. So we make excuses as to why we can't do it. So if you're kind of in that phase and people like, oh, you should really do it, you're so great with kids, or you're so good at this, and you're like, yeah, yeah, thanks. But, in the back of your mind, there's all these things going on. You're not sure. You're not clear. You're not sure if this is right for you. And when you sit alone, you're like, gosh, there's so many pieces to this. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm going to be a success. I don't want to leave my stable job, right? So that's piece three, is all of that fear comes up when the idea comes and you might get excited, or that glimmer of possibility comes, like, oh, I could start this business, or oh, I could go into this venture. And then step three comes like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think I have what it takes. I'm not sure I have what it takes. I don't know if I can be successful at it. I'm not this. I'm not, young enough. I'm too fat. I'm too black. I don't know. Whatever those crazy things are that come in our head that are kind of illogical, because you can do a business at any age, at any time, but we make up things. Oh, I'm not smart enough. I was never good in math. I was never blah 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 blah. Whatever that is, right? Um those pieces start to come up at step three. And you can see it. Think about your favorite movies. When your hero is contemplating, can they really do this? Can they really take this journey? Can they do this new venture? Can they go through that process? There's that piece of the refusal, they call it. Now, piece four, this is the beautiful piece. This is, to me, is this is where God steps in, right? This is what I call the angels. Most of us in our life have had people that have come in at just the right time, right? They have this perfect timing. And so I call these people our angels, because they step in and they assist us, and sometimes they're there for a long period of our journey. Sometimes they're there for a short period. Sometimes they're there just to open the door and affirm, so that we can take that first step into being that entrepreneur, right? So we get the assistance. And sometimes the assistance is a class. Sometimes the assistance is a home study program. It could be anything. It could be a brochure. It could be whatever it is that gets you to say yes to taking on this venture, to being an entrepreneur in this case that we're talking about. So there's that assistance that comes. There's the old saying that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? So that's that piece, that's that divine working. And all of this is divine if you think about it. Because if we go back to step two, where you start to maybe Google search or something, do you ever notice how if you're scrolling on social media, it's on your news feed? Like you may have been thinking about something, but it winds up showing up in your news feed or commercial comes on or all of that. Well, that's the universe working for your good. That's the divine saying, okay, you said you're thinking about this. You want more. You're unsatisfied. Let me give you something. Let me show you something. Let me give you a glimmer of what's possible, right? So, even more affirming is in step 4 when that assistance comes. So, step 5, and this is the last step we're going to cover today, but step 5 is when you walk over, they call it the threshold. When you say yes, just that simple. When you say, yes, I'm going to start this entrepreneur journey, I am actually going to do this. Now, you may not know what it all looks like, and none of us do. Let me be crystal clear. If any entrepreneur comes to you and says, "Oh, I knew exactly what was going to happen. I knew all the steps," run, run away, because when they started, they did not know what this journey was going to look like. They may have had an idea, but 9 times out of 10, it never winds up the way you think it is. That's the beauty of this journey. It's scary. There's no question about it, but it is more amazing and more magical and more fulfilling than you can ever imagine. This quest is, whew, it's beautiful. It really is a beautiful quest. It really, really is. So 5 is when you say yes. It's it's a sacred yes. And I'm not quoting the book Sacred Yes, but this is like a sacred yes when you step over this threshold, because you're going to enter into this beautiful world of entrepreneurship that has its ups and downs, that has its rocky roads, all of that. But I'm telling you, it is an amazing journey. I would not trade it for anything in the world. And if you ask most entrepreneurs, they would say the same thing, unless they're in one of those other steps below that we're not going to get into today. But because this week was about the calling, I wanted to share the hero's journey with you, because you know in your heart of hearts whether you've had the calling or not. You don't need me to tell you that or anything. I just want to be that reminder. I want to be that door opener for you that says, yes, go in, go ahead, take this wonderful journey with us. Um, because I think it's important. Because I think if you have that calling, then it's what you're meant to do. Not everybody has it, and that's okay. But those heroes out there, you have this calling, and you really are a hero. And we're going to get into that more and more as the weeks progress in this year. Um, but thank you guys for watching this. I hope you found value. I'd love to know, as you research the hero's journey, what step you're in. You can just put a comment below, tell me the number. If you want to comment and share more, I'm totally up for that. Would love to engage in that conversation. Um, those of you who have questions about business, I just want to give you a heads up. I'll give you more information next week, but I do a monthly study hall, I call it, where we go in and we talk about business. We answer business questions. We give you business resources. Um, it's a private group, it's Zoom, and you guys will need to be invited. I will give you the information next week, but we're having it later this month. I think it's the 24th, but I will confirm that for you guys and give you that information. But it's what I do every month to just help out and support people on this journey of entrepreneurship, because it's really important that you guys find peers, that you find people that you can connect with along this journey. This is not supposed to be a solo journey, by the way. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you back here on Tuesday. Bye for now.